The purpose of this video is to help you better understand what the helpful content update is all about. So if you've been negatively impacted from an SEO standpoint, you can recover so you're back in the good graces of Google. It's important to note that the helpful content update used to be a standalone algorithm update. So Google runs about 8 to 10 major algorithm updates per year, and the helpful content update would run once or maybe twice per year as a standalone algorithm update. Well, in March 2024, the helpful content update was merged into the core update, meaning that when a core algorithm update runs in the future, the helpful content update is going to be baked into it. Despite being baked into the core update, it's still really important to understand what the helpful content update is all about, because when you understand this premise, it will help you improve your site and, like I mentioned earlier, get back in the good graces of Google. So let's dive into it. What exactly is Google's helpful content update? Well, according to Google, sites with relatively high amounts of unhelpful content overall will have all of their content, including potentially helpful content, demoted in rankings, assuming there is better content elsewhere to show users. The key takeaway from this is even if you have helpful content, if there's more unhelpful content, this can outweigh the helpful content and your entire website can see negative ramifications. So it's very important that site-wide, the majority of your content is helpful. And I'm going to walk through an illustration to better explain this. This illustration is of a 100-page website. If 70% of the pages on this website are low quality, 20% are mediocre, and only 10% are high quality, the way that Google is looking at this holistically is that the majority of the pages on your site are low quality. And so when it comes time for the helpful content update, your website could be dinged. A perfect example that I see all the time is companies are blogging and they might have freelancers writing blogs because they think that this is good for SEO. It's not true experts writing the content, and they're churning out weekly blogs. Well, over time, the blogs now take up a majority of your content, and these blogs are low quality. Well, when Google is scanning your site, even if you have 10 great service pages, if you have 70% of your pages that are low quality blogs, Google is looking at this as a low quality site. So you want to make sure overall the quality on your website is good. Another big takeaway is that the helpful content update is machine learning. So it's Google's automated systems detecting whether or not content is helpful or unhelpful. This isn't a quality rater. This isn't an actual person dictating this. This is machine learning based off of data and scanning of a website. It's important to note that you can't recover from a core update until the next core update runs. On average, a core algorithm update runs every 7 to 8 months, maybe 1 to 2 times per year. The reason for the long wait time is when there is a site-wide issue with your website, you can't rectify the issue overnight or in a couple of weeks. It takes a while to fix all of the issues, and Google knows this, so they give you time to make all of those enhancements on your site. So it's just important to remember you can't recover if negatively impacted from a core update, which now the helpful content update is nestled underneath until the next one runs. A lot of people think just by deleting the unhelpful content that that's going to help them recover. In my experience, what I've seen, that's not the case. Yes, sometimes deleting unhelpful content is good, but Google wants to see that effort. They want to see you enhancing content throughout the site. So quickly deleting content, the next time the algorithm runs, they want to see a little bit more than that. The exercise I like to do to help dictate quality content is ask yourself the question, can this piece of content be shared with a current or prospective client? If the answer is yes, and you feel confident in sharing that, then it likely is a quality piece of content. If it's a low quality blog that's really not relevant and wouldn't make sense to send to a current or prospective customer, then the answer is likely that that needs to either be deleted or enhanced. So that is a great exercise to go through when evaluating content quality. It's pretty simple. If the content is good, keep it as is. If the topic is good, but the content can be enhanced, you'll want to enhance the content on that relevant topic. If there are already similar topics to the content, you can redirect. And if the content is just not relevant, then you'll want to delete. I now want to talk about my experience when it comes to helpful content updates. A few years ago, our website, The Media Captains, was negatively impacted when Google ran a helpful content update. After analyzing the situation, I realized that a lot of our blogs were not relevant and not of quality standards. What I mean by this is that I've owned The Media Captain now for 14 plus years. Back in 2011 and 2012, I was blogging on some sports media related topics, which interested me at the time, but it's not really relevant to a marketing agency. So there were also blogs that were just short in nature and didn't have a lot of substance. So what happened was Google was looking at my website and they said, a good amount of content on this site is not helpful. So my site was downgraded by that helpful content update. It took me those 7 to 10 months to literally rewrite hundreds of blog posts. I was spending 3 to 4 hours on average per content enhancement. So that shows you the amount of time that this takes. But I will say that our website improved drastically by the end of the process because all of the content, going back to what I previously stated, I could confidently share with a current or prospective client. Hopefully you found this video on Google's helpful content updates helpful. I know how painful it can be in the moment if your site was negatively impacted and you saw a drop in keyword rankings. I'm sure it's impacting your business and your revenue right now. But try your best to think of this longer term. View these 7 to 10 months as an opportunity to really enhance your website and improve the content. This will make for a better user experience and you can regain your rankings the next time a helpful content update runs, and people will just have a better overall experience on your website. My name is Jason Parks with The Media Captain. If you ever have any questions, you can contact me at themediacaptain.com.